All right, welcome back. I am picking up where we left off. So, I could ask the Mythic chart a question, or I can roll and see what happens in the scene. We're on the second half of the page. The chaos is still at 6. Let's see if we have to fight these guys or not, what they're going to do. Rage isn't going to start a fight. He's got no reason to. Nor does he sense that they're lying. So, he's just going to stay still and see what they say. This Rage doesn't start a fight, but he definitely will end one. So I'll go to the Mythic chart here, roll some words, and we'll see what happens. Subject. 59. Randomness. Okay. Action. 76. Mistrust. Ooh. Mistrust is a good one. So they don't trust Rage, maybe. Although randomness, I'm not sure. I'll do one more roll for the subject. $83. Riches. Malice. Okay, something to do with money. Riches and malice, mistrust, and randomness. So, it's got something to do with money. That could be why they're after him, as far as their motivation goes. Mistrust and malice. So, notice how these words, you have to kind of interpret them in a certain way. The author always says if it doesn't make sense right away, use the I don't know rule and just keep rolling until it does. So that's what I'm trying to do, is make sense of this. But I rolled enough words to where it's going along track of mistrust. They don't trust Rage. They think maybe I'm helping the person they're after. So I can ask Mythic a question for the sake of moving things along. I can ask, do they attack? What do they do? And their action is malice, so that indicates they want to scuffle in a way. So I'm going to ask a question: are they coming to attack me? Now we're at a 6 still. Every scene it's supposed to go either up or down on the chart. So it was 6 last time, so I kind of screwed that up. But anyway. So the chaos is at 6. And it talked about mistrust and malice, so that's not good. So it's going to be better than 50-50 that they're going to try to fight me. I'd say it's at least somewhat likely. So I'll say somewhat likely for now. Although it's probably more of a likely, but we'll put somewhat likely. It's greater than 50-50. Somewhat likely, and a chaos at 6. So, do they fight me? If I roll under 80, it's yes. Oh yeah. 50. So, we got to fight. Which is kind of good. It's going to give me more practice to, for the combat system of Mythic. So what we're going to do, based on what I've read so far, and I'm going to make a chart for this NPCs. And I printed up a whole bunch of these. One of them for last adventure. It's the stats for the NPCs. Now, instead of having 62 different variable powers for each guy, I am going to say, okay, strength, since They're human. I would say it's average because they are human. We know that, we have answered that, so I'll definitely say average. Agility, I'd say average. I'd say this is pretty much all average. This is going to be a pretty unfair fight. IQ, average. Intuition, average. I'd say it's all average. But here's the thing. There's 62 of them. So tough, it's going to be above average. We'll go okay. We'll, to make him some kind of a challenge for rage, we'll make it high. Strength as well. Agility, since there's so many of them. We'll make that high. And we'll make all this high because there's so many of them. But they're still human, and he's superhuman. So I'll leave the rest as is, and I'll put uniformed mob. Okay, so now it comes back to trading blows, and that is a matter of comparing the charts. Let me get this out of here. So we'll go to this. We'll cross-reference, right? So rages. So agility, I'm going to say either reflexes or agility enter into it. We'll go with high reflexes. And their reflex is average. So this is where we're going to do some cross-reference. Who goes first? Alright, let's use the superhero chart. Yeah, I call it the superhero fate chart. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. So yeah, here we go. My acting rank is rage. And he's got exceptional, no, he's got high reflexes. And especially when he's not angry. And theirs is, they're going to be the difficulty rank. So that is, let's see, I think that is high. Yeah, I wrote high. So high versus their high, right? So 50. So it meets at 50. So do they go first or do I go first? That's the question. Do they go first? Yes, they do. Well, let me see if I can roll under, since it's 50-50, high and high. Let's do this. Getting a phone call right now, sorry. Let me see if I can roll under that and beat that. No. There's so many of them. I got the higher number. There's so many of them. So they go first. So that means we got to fight. All right. So we're going to do some more cross-referencing. I'm assuming they have batons as their weapons. I could roll to see if they have batons for their weapons. Oh. Come on, focus. There we go. So what I'll do is cross-reference. That's combat. My combat is awesome. What's their combat? I'd say their combat, which I didn't really right in there. I'd say it's high. Combat, because there's so many. But he's taken on a lot of jackal soldiers, which are tougher than humans. So his acting rank is awesome. So it's right down here. And theirs is high. That comes to 80. Okay, so I gotta roll. Or they gotta roll. Let's see. They're acting first. Oh, so they're the acting rank. You switch it around. Their acting rank, I think this is how it works here, is high. But the difficulty, they have to hit. Yeah, this makes more sense. They got to roll under a 20 to hit me, do damage because of my combat. No. Okay, so they miss. Or at least Rage is able to defend himself enough to where they don't do significant damage. So I'm going to roll again to see if Rage goes first. Again, he's got, if we're doing this by reflex, he's got high reflexes versus their high reflex. So it's 50-50. So if I roll under a 50, I get to go. Rage gets to go. No! No, and it's not good. It's over at 91. Let's see. So it's 50. It was 50-50. Yeah. So something bad happens. So what I can do, if I get an exceptional no, let's see what happens. I'll go to the event focus table. And that is a 65. PC negative. So that's not good. So that means I would say they do something, maybe they're overpowering because there's so many of them beating on him. So let's see, that's going to increase their acting rank for this one. So instead of high, let's give them a exceptional, a +1 acting rank on their combat. Now I still have an awesome, or I could do this. If they're attacking me, how about I use my toughness? Alright. Cross-reference to toughness. Super plus rage tough. I'll just use, he's at super because he's pretty tough as is without getting angry. So it's superhuman. They're at exceptional. So they got to roll under a 15. I gave him a +1 because they got the advantage there. I dropped my dice off the table. Such an inevitable thing. The dice always drop off the table whenever you play role-playing games. There's just no getting around it. Plus I'm rolling so you can see the numbers instead of rolling on my I guess I could roll on my tower over there. You can see that passing B12 shot. Let's see. Let me pull back a little bit. I know I'm zoomed in a lot. Can they roll under 15 to do damage? No. So even though there's a lot of them, Rage is so tough that he can cover himself from 62 humans. Alright. Alright, let's see if he goes, if he can take him out. He's starting to get angry. So if he gets angry, he can put his things up to superhuman. His strength and his toughness become superhuman when he gets super angry. I don't think he's quite there yet, but he's getting close because they're all kind of whomping on him, although they're not doing any damage yet. So I think if they did damage, he'd get really angry. let's see here. So he's gonna, again, we're going by reflexes. High, they have high reflexes. Cross-reference to see if he goes. Does Rage go? 26, that's pretty low. I'm gonna roll for them. See if they can beat his 26. And they do. Okay. So they're gonna get one more shot in. I guess, again, they're at exceptional combat. And they're gonna, his toughness is super. So they got to do 15 again. I think they're rolling to 15. 99. So they fail really bad. They fail exceptionally bad. Well, here's the thing. I can roll on this, but if they roll 99 and terrific failure, and they get a NPC positive, how does that work out? You know, so let's do this. Let's roll on the wordage and see what happens here. "24, tension, action, fight." There's a lot more tension in the fight. This is where you keep rolling, try to figure it out, or you can ask a question. I think I'm going to ask the question for expediency's sake. Since they're womping on him, that's going to give, we'll say that's going to give Rage a bonus to his next action, which is initiative. So his reflex will go from high, let's add a +1 at least, high to exceptional. So here we go. Rage's going to fight back. No, wrong chart. You could do it on the standard chart if you wanted to make things a little bit, I don't know, less complicated. But let's see, exceptional, and his difficulty is up against the high because he hasn't gotten a hit in yet. Their defense has been good because it's 62 people. Makes sense. Here we go, exceptional and high. He's got to roll under a 65. He gets an 87. Dang it, Rage. He can't get anything in. They're just bobbing and weaving, and there's so many of them. But he's starting to get angry because of that. So even with his advantage and them screwing up, he still can't get a shot in. So let's see. I'm going to conclude this video because I want to make it under 20 minutes. So we're going to have some more back and forth, I think. And it's a lot of going back and forth. There's some cross-referencing. But there's some excitement there, you know. There's a little bit of suspense to see. I mean, even though they're pretty easy opponent for him, they're still giving him a hard time. He could run away from the fight, but that's not really his character or personality, really, to do that. Once he's engaged in his fight, you know, he used to be a soldier, and you know, he sticks in there and until the end, you know. So they're activating his combat, and his anger slowly rising. See you in the next video. Let's see what happens.